Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is actually my very first speed build for The Sims 4. I recently tried out the new Eco Lifestyle Pack and I am loving it so much. So today we're in the new world that came with this pack. It's called Evergreen Harbor and I chose the Canal Corner for this build. And it's a little smaller. It's a 20 by 15 lot. And usually like the smallest that I've seen is 20 by 30. But I wanted it to still feel like it wasn't obviously small. I wanted them to have a big enough house. This house that we're building is the one that you saw the screenshots of at the beginning of the video, and it is 2 stories, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. So it's pretty comfortable, and then I wanted them to also have that outdoor space still for them to enjoy, like that outdoor pool, the outdoor garden area, and just lounge by the pool, soak in some sun, because I felt like they would enjoy that, being super eco and all. So we went ahead and just did what we could to maximize the space, and they don't have an official backyard. Instead, we have a pool in the front of the house. So honestly, I feel like it gives it an interesting vibe. Like it adds to the modern feel of the house. So here I actually originally, if you saw, I was trying to do something in front of the pool. I wanted there to be like a waterfall type of thing overflowing from the pool, but that just obviously couldn't happen. So we extended the pool area, and that's fine. If anybody knows how to build on that last square area leading up to the sidewalk, like there's still one square grid that we can't build on besides landscaping, which you see that I maximize that space later. But if we could build on that area, that would be great. If there's a cheat or something that I don't know about, which there might be, but anyways, I just did what I could for now. And right now I'm working on the roof. I wanted the shape of the outside to be interesting, not just a typical box. So I wanted there to be like a hidden patio area on the side, and enough sunny areas for them to soak up the sun, like I said. But yeah, thanks you guys for bearing with me as I get down this outside of the house. I am honestly really new to the Sims game. I didn't actually start playing this until March 2020, which is about, I don't know, April, May, June, 3 months ago really. And I honestly just started playing it when the world started going to crap and we were under shelter and home order. And it was kind of like as a joke, like, hey, I'll just play our virtual selves. But then I discovered this amazing world where we can build houses and actually have customized every detail, every wall color, every floor color. Like I was hooked from that point on, honestly, because I'm a wedding planner and my weddings have been postponed during this time, so I lack that creative space where I usually get to plan with my couples and design their weddings and have fun with all of that. So there's still that for 2021, but right now this has honestly taken a part of that outlet area where I can design amazing homes for imaginary people. And actually I am beyond impressed with what we can do with this game, and this pack has just continued to blow my mind, and I love everything involved in this pack, everything included in this pack. All of the green eco factors to it, like these solar panels that I'm putting on the roof right now, are amazing, but also just like the overall color palettes that we have now. In the other ones there was a lot of variety in the other packs, but they tend to be more on the colorful side. This one is more neutral, earthy patterns, natural patterns, which I personally love. So stoked about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm just been having a whole lot of fun with this, and I would have never imagined that I'd start a YouTube video. But I've been lately getting inspiration from other sim builders out there, and I thought, why not do one myself? So here we are. So bear with me, guys. I'm, again, new to this whole building situation, but I am having a lot of fun with it, so I hope someone out there enjoys it. Right now, I just about finished the shape of it all, which I feel like is the hardest part for me, at least. Because it's the foundation of everything. I wanted there to be enough space for inside, for the 3 bedrooms to be up top, along with the bathroom and a garden area. And see, I just made a mistake up there. I thought that I had built a sunny patio area up there where they can do something at that point. I didn't know that it was going to end up being a garden area, but I had built it as a, what do you call it? It had a roof. So I fixed it. I got rid of that roof so that they could have that natural sunshine. And it ended up being the perfect spot for their garden area, because that is something they definitely need in this eco lifestyle. And that just ended up being the perfect place for it. So right now I am just trying to add a little bit of interest into the outside of the building. At first I was just going to go for like a clean, modern, black and white build on the outside with that just subtle natural wood on the side of that small patio nook area on the right. And then I start to add those cool windows up top for that texture. Those big windows on the middle floor just for that extra sunlight into that office activity area. And then I discovered these neat windows right here, those big beautiful windows. They always felt so awkward to me, but then smashing them together in the right way, they just are so beautiful together. So I loved that trick. I ended up playing with these windows for texture some more, and I added I noticed the black trim that Eco Lifestyle came with. I loved that to just give the house some separation. Again, just a little bit more interest into the outside of the house so it's not so plain. The doors I actually really, really love. All of just anything that adds texture, but that is still really clean. I feel like the Eco Lifestyle pack, all of the extra items that we got are really clean, modern, or naturally sourced in some sort of way. So I did my best in this build to just use Eco Lifestyle objects as much as I could. I just flipped that filter on, and then if there was something that I knew they needed that wasn't included in the pack, then I would just do it, add in the basic items. And if anything, there might be some city living items in there, just because those items are also modern and kind of blend with this style that I'm going for. So it's really a house that pretty much a lot of you can use if you don't have all of the packs. Like I honestly don't have all the packs. I only have a few because, again, I just started in March, and this is one pack that I'm like, oh my gosh, I definitely need to have, and I am not disappointed at all. So yeah, I just limited it to city living and eco lifestyle, mainly, honestly, eco lifestyle. So kept it simple there and try to stay focused on that. Right now I'm just trying to vamp up the outside. I added a cute lounge area so they could soak up that sun, but also the dining area, because I feel like these Sims might enjoy eating outside in the fresh air and just be involved in the party outside if they have company over. And so I just added that option there, and the kitchen in that sliding door right there, that sliding door leads to the kitchen once we build that, so they could easily grab their food and go out to the dining table there and enjoy their meal out in the fresh sun. So I am just playing with the outside again because I wasn't completely happy with that top part. So I ended up expanding the roof a little bit just to cover that side and just make it not one whole straight box, but to give it extra layers and that whole roof expanding over that part. And then I, again, originally was going for that black and white, clean, modern look, but I ended up playing around with that wood pattern for the outside of the walls, and I loved the natural wood actually, with a combination of the white and the black accents. I felt like I should lean more towards the natural wood just because, again, it's an eco vibe that we're going for here. So I ended up changing my mind on that part and love how it turned out. Right now I'm just working on the landscaping. I wasn't exactly sure of what I was going to do here, but I wanted it to feel really natural and a lot of green, definitely a lot of green here because, you know, they love nature and we want to celebrate Mother Nature. So I did my best to start with a base of grass and then find the perfect trees and flowers that complemented it. So originally I had put this grass pathway, but then I realized that the eco lifestyle actually came with a pathway that was more simple and just looked like a plain old sidewalk, and that really fit with what we were going for, so I changed it to that, as you see here, and I think it worked really well. I just framed it with the rocks, and again, I am being type A perfectionist with my grass while making it still feel natural, if that's even possible. And I didn't want that weird square that we for some reason cannot build on at all to be blank. So I added that hedge. And by the way, if anybody knows if there's a way to build anything beyond landscaping on that outer grid square parameter, that would be amazing if you can share that with me, because I haven't been able to figure out a cheat or anything to expand to the edge of the sidewalk, and it's a little frustrating when you want to use an actual build mode sidewalk rather than the landscaping sidewalk, the fake pathway, because then it doesn't meet the edge of the sidewalk. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's dealing with this frustration, so I'm sure there's probably an issue. Again, I've just been doing this for 3 months, so I'm learning more every time that I do this. But if any of you know a cheat to that, please share it with me. But anyways, I did what I could to fully maximize the space and make it feel bountiful in nature. So we have green all around. Sorry for those quick spin effects. I hope you're not getting dizzy. But yeah, I went ahead and did hedges along the pool and along the side of the house, and then try to mix and match the flowers and the shrubs along that corner of the house. I'm adding some lighting here now because I'm almost done with the outside, and that's usually the last thing I get to is lighting, which I am all about lighting, honestly. I feel like it adds a whole lot to the ambiance, and especially these really cool lights that I just added on the side there. I feel like those rattan lights add to the eco vibe, and they're just so neat and just add more interest. Any interest and texture that we can add anywhere, I'm all about, while at the same time keeping it clean. So it's a balance, but I really love the options we have here. Again, I am still perfecting the outside. I'm not completely happy with the windows yet, and I don't like this back of the house just being so blank. So I ended up adding lines there. Those lines, those long vertical lines and horizontal lines that we got in this pack are just so amazing. You could use them for like backdrops, the outside of the house, inside of the house, just so many different things where you feel like the wall is just too bare. And I haven't been able to figure out where everyone's getting those vines from. I have a feeling that it might be in the jungle pack, but I don't have that yet. I thought that I might get it in the eco pack, but I did not. So I really love the vines that people use on the outside of their homes. If it's not in the jungle pack, let me know how you're getting it, because I have looked everywhere. But other than that, I might just spring for the jungle pack just for those vines. Just to, again, add interest to the outside of homes is just everything. And I love nature. I love the green, everything plants that we can add inside and out. So yeah, that's why I really wanted to get this eco lifestyle pack, and I am so happy with it so far. This is only my second home that I've done with eco lifestyle, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna be doing a lot that I love, and hopefully someone else loves out there too. So I ended up breaking up the rooms in here just because I kind of had a idea of how I wanted it laid out. So I wanted them to come in and see the entrance. I wanted to use the ladders, the new ladders that we got in with eco lifestyle, because I love that idea. I think it's so fun, and it takes up so much less space than the stairways. Like there's a lot of fun things that you can do with stairs, like underneath for your pets, and lots of cool tricks that I might do videos on later. But the ladders are just so unique and different, and I feel like it goes really well with this pack and worked really well with this house because we don't have any toddlers, we don't have any dogs, so you know, the adults can climb up and down the ladder just fine, and it takes up a whole lot of less space, and it's interesting. So all about that. Pretty much I planned out for the entryway, dining room, bar area, living room, kitchen, all of the stuff that you'll need the most during the day to be downstairs. And then the 3 people, if I haven't mentioned, this home is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So that's kind of important to mention. But yes, so those 3 bedrooms and one of the bathrooms will be upstairs. Everything else will be downstairs for the most part. So right now I'm working on this kitchen. I wanted it to be close to that big, beautiful sliding door window, just to bring in the light as you're cooking. I just feel like that's really nice, just to have natural sunlight as you're cooking. And then again, they can easily just, you know, have their food ready to serve in the kitchen, and they can either go in the dining room and have that beautiful window view there inside, or they can eat out in the sunlight. So I loved giving them that option. And then if they have larger parties over, you know, they have both options. They can eat inside and outside, whatever they choose. So yeah, that was really neat, being able to walk inside and outside easily, just straight away from the kitchen, because let's be honest, we're always hungry, and our Sims cook a lot, eat a lot, so want to make things easiest for them. The kitchen is noticeable right away to your right when you walk in the house, so it is convenient to get to. And right here, I honestly had a little trouble because I knew I wanted the oven to be on this wall, but the walls aren't completely 90-degree angles, so I couldn't use that corner counter. And I've used the regular counters smashed together just fine before, and they still are able to use it, but I just didn't want it to be a little glitchy when you move back and forth. But I ended up doing that anyways, and it's not a huge glitch at all, so hopefully you guys don't mind, because that really is what ended up working best. And I personally naturally tend to be darker. Like my home is like all black, brown, and all of the neutral colors that are darker in the spectrum. So I always try to add a little bit of light, but in this case, since the kitchen was surrounded by natural sunlight, I felt like it was okay to go a little darker with the countertops and the appliances being dark. But everything else in the house, like this living space, I ended up keeping a little bit lighter furniture just because we didn't have that sunlight to bring in light. So really the only spaces that I use dark furniture is where we have a lot of sunlight coming in. So here we have actually 2 couches. I made it into a sectional. That's a trick I learned from a YouTuber, Dr. Ashley. She's brilliant, and as soon as she did this trick, I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, brilliant, because we really should have sectional couches in Sims, and we don't. So she it's so simple, just smash them together. And there you go, sectional couch, and it fits the space really nicely because this is a smaller living area and it's really cozy. It ends up being cozy, but yeah, there wouldn't really be the room for 2 full couches as comfortably, or 2 couches and then some chairs. I tried adding a 1 chair there, but then I also wanted them to have a space for dancing because I didn't put a space for that outside, and usually I have dance areas like everywhere in the house because I love dancing. My Sims always tend to dance a lot, so I know they would appreciate that and appreciate the music, so they definitely needed a space for that, so I put that there and then just focused on the sectional couch. I played around with a lot of different colors here, but again, just ended up keeping it neutral but light enough, which you'll see eventually. Right now I'm just playing with the walls, and you'll see that I in a little bit tend to gravitate towards a more darker. I tried out a dark area, but it didn't work with the lack of natural sunlight. It was just too enclosed, so I needed to brighten it up, so I ended up using that natural wood that we tend to focus on in this build, just with a little bit of a subtle blue to it. Other than that, yeah, just try to keep it lighter besides the floors, and yeah, it ended up being a really cute space for just them to just cozy up and relax, which is, I actually love this diagonal hallway leading to it too. This is the first time I've done a diagonal hallway, which I just felt was a little bit more interesting rather than your horizontal vertical, which I know is common in real life, so why not try it in the Sims build. So now I almost wrapped up that living room area. I'll do a few more tweaks after I figure out the dining area, you'll see. But right now I'm just trying to figure out, I knew I wanted a dining area and a bar there, but I wasn't exactly sure how it would turn out. I wanted that dining area originally to be in that space right there, but and the bar over there, but then it just was, I wasn't very happy with it. It was just too blank. And even when I added texture and decorations to the walls, it just didn't feel right. And plus, I wanted it to be closer to the kitchen, so I really loved that decoration right there. Is also one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites in the Eco build items, but that one definitely is one of my favorites, and so it fit really well there. But inevitably, I wanted the dining area to be closer to the kitchen so they could just grab their food. It's hot and ready to go. You want to sit down already and eat it right away. So yeah, there's a cool bar there, but you want to eat right away. So I ended up flopping those 2 spaces after a lot of deliberation, as you can see. But it ended up working nicely in the end once I figured it all out. So it'll take me a little bit of time to play around with it. And meanwhile, a little backstory is, again, I am a wedding planner, so I like to naturally, with my couples, how I approach their designs is I like to consider who they are, and then keep that in mind whenever I'm designing anything for them, whether it's their layout or their place settings or decor, whatever it is. I want to keep them in mind because this is inevitably their day. So I've naturally just applied that to my Sims build. And again, this isn't something that I would ever anticipate I would be so passionate about, but I love how much you can customize and design, and just it has really given me an outlet during this time. So I will probably continue to do this for a while and continue to expand on the packs that I have and have fun with it. And again, I'm just doing this YouTube really just for the fun of it, so bear with me. I hope you guys someone enjoys it out there. But anyways, I did keep in mind the people that are going to be living here. Again, there's 3 roommates. They're not related. I pictured one of them being more of a gardener type So that's why I definitely needed a garden area somewhere, and we're limited on space, so you'll see where I put that. So we have that for her. And then one of the girls in here is going to be more of a crafter, more crafty and creative. So I give her a space that is full of art and candle making, and there's a fabricator, which I personally need to do the live play mode so I can see how that works. So far I have just been using the honestly the cheat that lets you automatically have all the items that you can fabricate, which I know probably isn't as fun for a lot of people, but it's nice to me to be able to have pretty much double the options. If you just use the cheat to show hidden items, then you get all of those items that you can make with the fabricator. And there's so many like unique colors and different designs on top of the regular items that you get in the eco lifestyle. So that is really neat. I accidentally discovered it when I put the cheat on just out of habit, and really expanded the inventory that you could use. I don't think I used a whole lot of those fabricated items, but there are a few here and there. I think the dining table I used outside is a fabricated item, and then that table, I think that table is a fabricated item. But anyways, here and there I'll use a fabricated item, and that's how you get those items. I'm sure you guys all know that. Again, I'm pretty new at this, but just wanted to share it for anybody else that is new out there. I've been having a lot of fun discovering everything that you can do with this game. It is just, again, continuing to blow my mind. And I have finished the downstairs. I'm on the upstairs now. It's a little bit of a tight space with this walkway. So you come upstairs by that ladder there, by the restroom, between the restroom and the dining room, and then you're upstairs right in the middle of the restroom upstairs and the 3 bedrooms. So they're 3 smaller bedrooms, and I am working on this, again, artsy area, crafty area, creative area, I should say, first. So they could get a lot of inspiration from their surroundings outside as they just relax. This is their space upstairs to just relax, with still getting that outdoorsy view, so she can paint on her easel while getting inspiration from outside. There's her stack of blank canvases just ready for fresh paintings there. And then I also put a guitar and a chess area just to give them something to do upstairs as well, in an interesting spot that also looks cool outside, from outside looking in. And so at first I was thinking about putting like the candle making area in there as well, but that is really, it's such a neat item, but it's pretty bulky, so I ended up hiding it in this hallway here, which is pretty easy for them to get to. It's close to the roommate that I imagined would use it the most, and then she could easily walk outside. I put that, you kind of see it on the outside there, the recycle thing, the recyclable container, whatever you call it, on the outside of that hidden hallway outdoors. So it's pretty close to the candle factory maker thing, so she could recycle her items, get her bits and pieces, and then make her candles easily. It's all on one level for her or him, whoever decides to use it. So I wanted to make it easy for them, even though I know it's virtual characters. But again, I'm all about convenience, ease, simplicity, and keeping their personalities and how they would actually live in mind, because this is going to be their home. So I want it to be made around who they are. And right now I'm working on the first bedroom. This girl is the creative one, so she's going to be the one using that candle maker and that art area and stuff like that. So I gave her the biggest bedroom just because she is super green, but she's also like, she wants the biggest space. She wants to be able to have more space to relax, I'd imagine. And so she has a nice stylish area just to relax and sleep and soak in more inspiration for the next day, whereas the other 2 bedrooms, yeah, they're nice and cute, but they're not as big as this one. This one is still small, but I feel like this is like the master bedroom out of the 3. So I gave her that cool horizontal pattern backdrop for behind her bed, which I felt like was the perfect space to use that. I can easily overuse those lines, but I really try not to, just because there's so many different items that we can use that look great in different areas. But man, those lines add a bunch of texture, but can be simple enough to fit in any space, really. So I felt like this was a good place to highlight those lines, as well as the black lines, vertical lines on the outside of the house. I also really like that fence too, that you can kind of see there, that I used on the right side of the house, just to kind of hide it, but add some texture as well to that hallway, the outdoor hallway, and it hid those not so pretty items pretty well. The recycling and the fabricator I stuck outside in the ends of those outdoor hallways, just because they were too bulky for inside. I'm not sure, I need to play it actually to make sure that they're functional, but I paid attention to the grids, so they should be. Let me know if they're not, and if there should be any issues. But really, I have been playing more of the build mode in this game, just because that's what I'm more excited about, and then designing people that would really enjoy the space. So hopefully everything should be functional. I know it's a tight hallway outside, but I can't imagine why it shouldn't be functional. I just need to play it for myself, so I know what a fabricator is, because we don't have a fabricator in real life. But anyways, I'm working on the 2nd bedroom right now. This I imagined to be for the gardener in the house. So she's really more simplistic, doesn't mind having a smaller space, because really she's going to spend most of her time outside. So that's my narrative for her, and what I kept in mind when I was building this tiny bedroom for a girl, which most of us girls want more of a larger bedroom and lots of knickknacks and stuff. But really, I kept these last 2 bedrooms really simple, but I felt like it fit well for the personalities that we would have in eco lifestyle. So that's my justification for it. I really contemplated making the 2 bedrooms into 1 larger bedroom, just because that's what I'm used to, like in city living and in the base game builds that I've been making. It's just really immaculate bedrooms, and with lots of things to where you can just hide in your room and just be okay, just playing on your computer or playing video games or trying on your clothes or whatever you want to do away from people, just because I tend to be an introvert, and that's what I would probably want. So that's more of what I design. But these people love mingling. They love simplicity. So they have their tiny bedrooms with the basics, just twin beds and a dresser and a TV, some plants and decor, and a mirror. So that's all they really need, just to retreat at the end of the night and fall asleep in a nice space with a nice view. So that again was another justification for me. They have the smaller rooms, but then they get the nice view, whereas the master bedroom had no windows whatsoever, but a little bit more oomph to it, I'd say. So right now I'm just finding the right decor for each area, and again, this lady is a gardener, so I moved the floral wall from above the candles to her room, because I felt like it was more fitting there and it belonged there. And then I gave her the vines above the bed just as a nice natural backdrop, and I'm adding some plants for outside, which I love those plants. And then the 3rd bedroom I kind of breezed through, but it's really, really, really simple for a boy who is, just all about mingling with the neighborhood and making the neighborhood more green. So that's his narrative, and he really didn't need a whole lot in his room. And then they could all retreat into that creative space right there whenever they need to, or outside, or downstairs at any time. So they have the ladders they can easily access to go upstairs to that garden area and downstairs at any time. So these are the screenshots of the finished house. I hope you enjoyed the speed build. Again, this is only my second build for Eco Lifestyle, but I am already hooked. I love all of the inventory, and I hope you enjoyed how I used it in this space, especially with this extra small lot. And I hope the house didn't feel too small. It still has enough open air, enough open light to bring light inside from outside, and I feel like they can enjoy both the inside and outside in their small space without it feeling too cramped. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please leave feedback below, and yeah, till next time, enjoy.